What is up, everybody? Welcome back to RaceNews.com. And for this video, we're going to look at the 5 3-year-olds, or the top 5 3-year-olds, I should say, that are we should look forward to the most coming up this summer. Now, for this list in particular, we are not going to talk about Mystic Dan, Seize the Gray, and Dornoch, because they won the Triple Crown races. This is more of who do we think we need to look forward to, right? So who are we look forward to for races like the Haskell, like the Travers, the Jim Dandy, things like that? We're not talking about the 3 horses that won Triple Crown races. We're talking more about, okay, who are the horses that are up and coming? In some cases up and coming, in some cases you'll know them, but they can go on and win those big races and maybe, make a run for 3-year-old of the year. The 3 established horses, you know who they are. We'll see where they run. Let's talk about some of the other ones. So number 5 on my list, I went with Catching Freedom. And I think this is a horse that if they spot him, they're going to find, there is no if, they will spot him in races where they think he has the best shots to win. And I say it like that because I think they know what they have in him. They know that he's probably not going to be able to win, races where like the top horses are entered. But if you can catch like a Haskell that's maybe, horses are pointing for the Jim Dandy and you catch a Haskell field or vice versa, where this horse can win, all of a sudden, and with everything grouped up like it is, and there's no clear leader of this division, if Catching Freedom can get one of those bigger wins, he'll jump up the list considerably and be there with a chance. So Catching Freedom, I think you don't forget about him. You definitely got to keep an eye on him. In more of the, the more boring horse to kind of comment, that's an obvious horse, probably is the better word, is you keep an eye out on Sierra Leone still, obviously. I mean, the horse hit the board in both the Triple Crown races. Again, he didn't win either one of them, so that's kind of why he made this list. But my number 4 horse is Sierra Leone. And I think, look, he has a big race, his name on a big race, there's no doubt. And if he can just get, a Haskell or a Travers or a Jim Dandy, he's right up there with a chance to be the number 1 horse and have that opportunity. So number 4, Sierra Leone, for me, obviously that doesn't really need a lot of explanation. I've stuck with Catching Freedom and Sierra Leone. I put them in the 5 and the 4 spot because I kind of want to talk about these other 3 horses a little bit more that, I think are going to really kind of burst onto the scene. And number 3 is one you may not know about yet. His name is Parenting. Number 3 is Parenting on my list here. Bob Baffert, trainee. And he's been awesome. He won a maiden special weight at Santa Anita to kick off his career. And then while the Belmont and all the hoopla was going on, this horse won the Affirmed Stakes at Santa Anita by 7.5. He looked really good. Now, the thing is, we know out in California, it's been a little bit weak this year and a little bit light on these 3-year-olds, and he's not facing much, right? But he looked really good in this Affirmed. And we know how Baffert can kind of get these horses right and for a short period of time, really get them good. He looks like he's ready to step up to stakes company to me. This is going to be very interesting to see what they do with him. So Parenting, number 3 for me. And again, this is a Justify colt out of a Lemon Drop Kid mare. I mean, you would think distance isn't going to be a problem with this horse. You'd think they could even maybe try the turf with this horse. He looks very good to me. I would keep a strong eye on him. That's one you definitely need to know about. Number 2 on the list is Muth, and this is one that's kind of forgotten. And I don't know what his story is, and I don't know how sick he is, and any of that kind of stuff. And with the Baffert barn, you just never really know when these horses are going to come back. But I just got to keep thinking here that if it was just a small, minor little thing, and by the way, he did have a workout, today as I recorded this. Actually, he worked. So if it's something small and he can come back, is he not maybe the best horse in this crop anyway? Like he's super consistent. I don't know, guys. I really think Muth is one to still watch. If he shows up in the Haskell, isn't he going to be the favorite, right? And if he wins the Haskell, isn't he one of the favorites to win the 3-year-old of the year if he can kind of stay healthy and put another race or 2 up there? I think so. So keep an eye out for Muth. I think Bob Baffert's got a strong hand there with Parenting and Muth. I think those are the 2 you need to look out for. And look, he has other horses like a Nisos, for example, or like a May Moon, for example. Where are they? Who knows? I don't know. So, but Muth and Parenting, 2 horses that we do know at least are alive. Number 1, and it's got to be for me by a clear margin, I think Mindframe. I think that's the horse to watch for the second half of the season. Guys, I mean, look, I think he was getting ready to win that Belmont by open links, and he got hit left-handed, and he just drifted, and he was just really green, and I think they learned a lot with him in that race. They saw, okay, he has a ton of talent. He can sit off the pace. He can go, fast if we need him to. He can sit off if we need him to. Let's just get him to run, down the stretch a little bit better. And by that meaning just kind of hand ride him and don't maybe hit him left-handed, or kind of work with him on that. And I think he's going to be really tough. I don't know a race that I wouldn't put him on top right now in if he showed up, right? So I think his Belmont was a real eye-opening race. For that horse, that's only his third start, and to look like he was going to get to pull away from that Belmont field, that says a lot. Now, again, he lost. I just really feel like he was the best horse in the race, even though he lost, though. But again, he's got a lot of proving to do. He has no stakes wins, so that's obviously a big problem. But to me, he projects to be one of the best horses in this crop. And I think if they can kind of work out that greenness that he had, he's going to be awfully tough to beat in some of these bigger races if he's entered. So Mindframe, he's number 1 for me. So to recap it here, Catching Freedom, number 5, Sierra Leone, number 4, to the kind of the lame picks, but still, I do think they're going to have a lot to say in this thing. And then Parenting at number 3, number 2, obviously Muth. We'll see what happens with him. And the number 1, Mindframe. Now, before I end the video, I think the one big horse, this video is about the 3-year-old males, right? But to me, the biggest story of the summer is going to be Thorpedo Anna and what they do with Thorpedo Anna. I think eventually, whether it be, the Haskell, the Jim Dandy, the Travers, I think it's going to be the Travers, but who knows? Eventually, they're going to put Thorpedo Anna against the boys, and that's going to be the biggest story of the summer. If Thorpedo Anna is in the Travers, it jacks up the Travers immensely, and that with any race that she's going to enter in against the boys, it's going to really crank up the anticipation level. For my money, that's who I think that's the best 3-year-old in the country, regardless of gender right now. I think it's Thorpedo Anna. So lastly, again, this is about the 3-year-old males, but I have to mention her because, look, I think she's the best. And I think when they run her against the boys, that's going to be a spectacle. And think of it, just kind of dreaming here. Think if it's the Travers, right? And they run her in let's say the Coaching Club, and then they put her in the Travers. And then we get like a big Haskell winner and a big Jim Dandy winner, throw out anybody. Thorpedo Anna against a red hot 3-year-old that's up and coming, against some of these more established ones. I mean, would that not be better than what we've seen in the Triple Crown because she's been added to the race? Maybe, right? I mean, it could be huge. So that is just something to look forward to, and hopefully that happens. But all right, that'll do it for this video. Thanks everybody for watching this one. We'll be back at you all summer and fall and winter long with horse racing coverage. All right, thanks everybody for watching. Hit that like button if you like it. Subscribe if you really like it. Want to get alerted anytime we do videos like this, and we'll see you for the next one.